And welcome to my basement. Mwahahaha.
Help. I've been trapped here for a week. That's kind of why we've been on hiatus.
Yeah, I managed to trap him for a week, but I finally decided to let him out because you know how when you trap an animal, most of them just, use the corner when they have to go? Well, he smeared it all over, so I don't want him in my basement anymore.
It's called art, and you don't appreciate it.
Not if it's modern art.
What's up, Pablo? How you been, buddy?
I've been.
Well, that's great. It feels like we haven't been back in a moment. We apologize for the little hiatus.
I apologize for nothing.
Okay, cool. Well, you know what? You're right. They should give us more money, more attention. I don't even know why I still do this.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know why I do this, man. I could be having fun playing video games right now.
I could be in bed with my loving wife and child.
I don't know about that. I mean, you could also play video games.
Yeah, you're right. I was going to tell my wife I'm recording. In reality, we're just playing League of Legends.
Yeah. Oh, talking about League of Legends, I hadn't played in like a month because, life has been busy. And I played a game today, right? With a couple of friends. Shout out. You know who you are.
Give their full government names.
Their full government names. I want to give out their it's Jum Jum Sauce and what is the other one? Icy.
It's
and
when I first said his username, I said Assisi.
Assisi. Yeah.
It's basically his name just written in a weird way.
Okay. Well, me and Jum Jum Sauce, we played an ARAM. Everything goes good. Then we played a Norm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got a Soraka that goes top, and our bot lane somehow on a 1 versus 2. Not only did they manage to still lose lane, they didn't help in the map at all. And I was just so tilted. I was like, oh, maybe that was the reason I hadn't played in a month.
Maybe you were just going through rehab and you just had a little withdrawal.
That was just like God looking out, like it's like gambling. If you gamble and you win, when you start gambling, you kind of become an addict because you love that feeling. But if you lose everything the first time, that's just like the universe, God, whatever you live in, looking out for you, saying like, yeah, we're trying to look out for you. You might lose a couple $100 now, but you won't lose thousands in the future because you won't be like, gambling sucks. I never win anything.
No, we went to remember we went to go see that comedian. Shout out to Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy. We went to go see one of his shows at a casino, and I walked in with about $100 and I left with 30 cents. Oh dang it.
Let me tell the story. Yeah. I don't think I've told the story in the podcast yet. So when we went to this, right, we had great seats, by the way, because the venue was pretty small and we sat kind of near the front midsection, and we had great seats. I really enjoyed the show. But on the way there, I left my wallet, and I dropped my wallet, and I told the guy that was sitting passenger side, like, can you hold this for me? And he ended up putting it in the glove box. So when I get down and everybody starts gambling, I'm like, oh, where's my wallet? And he's like, oh, my bad, dude, I put it in the glove box. And I was like, oh, well, great. Now I have no cards, no nothing. I can't gamble. I can't do anything. How am I going to pay, for the ballet or whatever when they bring the car? So he gives me $20. He's like, here, since it's my fault, I pay I give here's for the ballet. But do not waste it. Do not gamble with it. Do anything. And I'm like, okay, I won't. So as soon as he leaves, I start gambling with it because I'm like, dude, I'm at a casino. This is the only money I have.
I can double this.
Yeah, of course. I can always just give my wallet once we get in the car,
Go big or go home, man. It was my car.
Yeah. But I start gambling and I literally get down to $1. I was playing blackjack. Like, you sit at the bar, the machines or whatever. And
on
I
the
think
screen.
I ended up finding $5. Yeah, on the screen. I ended up finding $5 on like my pocket, on back pocket or something. So I have enough for like one drink. I get one drink and I sit there and betting with the $20, and it's like $1 a game. You could double to two, and I get down to one, and I'm like, dang, they're gonna be pissed. So I win, and next thing I know, I climb all the way up to like 50 something, and I'm like, whoa, like I could get out now, you know, no more than double my money,
I gotta
or
keep going.
I could keep going. So I
Yeah,
keep
you never
going.
stop, bro. You never stop. When you hit, that means you gotta keep going.
So I keep going, and then at one point, somebody like the same guy that left my wallet in the glove box, and told me not to waste the money. He comes and he's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And I'm like, we're just playing blackjack. And he's like, "Oh, well, with what money?" And I'm like, "Oh, don't worry about it." He's like, "Did you waste the money I gave you for the valet?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Where is it at?" And I'm like, "Look here, I cash out. I had exactly $20. I had been there for like an hour." Kept going up and down.
Man, was playing for fun.
Yeah, I literally just played for fun. I played for free that day.
Yeah. Walked in with the exact same amount and left with the. Yeah, that's a good day, honestly.
Yeah, that was honestly a good day.
Honestly, it probably would have fallen upon me if we're being honest about the valet, because you know, as it was my car. So,
Nah, I wasn't afraid because like I was like, okay, if my wallet's on the, it's like the ballet. You give him tip once he brings the car. So I was just gonna be like, oh, I left my wallet in the glove box, and I was just gonna, get
that sounds sketchy as fuck. Like, oh
But
yeah, I left my wallet in the glove box. Let me just, and then you pull out a Glock.
see, but you're acting like you have to tip. You can't say no. Like you don't have to. It's not illegal not to tip.
No, yeah, I mean you're not wrong, but I don't know. I try to tip whenever I go to a restaurant. I try to give something. If I have cash, it's better. If I don't, I just write a little like note on the thing on the paper on the receipt.
Sorry.
You good, Pablo? You dying?
I'm dying. Sorry, I'm dead. Actually, you're talking to a ghost now.
Should have been drinking a whole bunch of margarita like me.
I'm drinking. We're not sponsored by this, but I've fallen in love with this drink, which is like has this edgy ass name. I don't know if anybody has ever tried it. It's called Liquid Death. And
hold on, we're not sponsored by them.
We're not sponsored by them, but I thought it was an energy drink for the longest.
Call it Liquid D.
Yeah, Liquid D. Well, that sounds like something else. You want Liquid D? I just want the hard D. No, but it's like a I thought it was energy drinks. It has like an edgy name, and it says it'll kill your thirst, and it's actually like healthy either teas or sparkling water that's like very healthy. It has a little bit of agave instead of sweetener instead of sugar, and doesn't have any sodium. It's really good. I like their flavors, and I like how it's actually healthy, and I like that edgy little joke. Like I'm drinking Resting Peach, so it's peach flavor.
Hey, we're not sponsored by Liquid D, but I love Liquid D too. Like I heard it on a couple podcasts before going out to drink it, but I saw it and at like 7-Eleven, and I was like, oh, let me try it out, and it's actually really good. Like I like the water, the sparkling water. The flavored ones are kind of hit or miss with me. I think the only one I really like is the what is it called? Mango chainsaw, I think.
Oh, that one's a good one.
I like that one. The teas they're kind of weak on the flavor side, but I mean, I trying to be healthy, and I just prefer regular sparkling water.
I like that flavor sparkling water. I think my top 3 right now would be the mango, grapefruit, and the melon one. If you haven't tried the melon, definitely try that. I just bought a pack today. Again, we're not sponsored by this. I don't know why we're talking in detail, but
those people. By the way, speaking of sponsorships, I'm going to rant. This episode is going to be the audiobook episode because I got a lot on my mind about audiobooks.
Okay, I want to hear your thoughts.
So we're not sponsored by them, but we do kind of use their platform to to put this show out. So I'm just gonna say this company. This company makes me mad. So the way that this company handles audiobooks, it changed. At first, it was like you buy the audiobook and then you can listen to it, like like it's yours, correct? And I remember being able to buy it because I bought the book Jeanette McCurdy's "I'm Glad My Mother Died," or "I'm Glad My Mother's Dead." That's a good book, and I saw it, and I was like, you know what, I'm about. Okay, I'm a little buzzed. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. I drink a drink. I read, listened to it. It's a good book, and I'm like, oh, okay. A little later, it turns out they changed the whole system. So basically, you get 15 hours of listening time each month for free, or I guess it's included in your premium account. And then to top it off, it's literally what they call it. They call it top it off. You're topping off some hours. If you want to get some top, you gotta like pay $12.99 extra, and you get like 10 more hours. And the books that we listen to are fucking like 40 hours plus.
Yeah, most of them at least.
Like the one I'm listening to, it's called shout out to He Who Fights with Monsters. I'm still on the first book, but I mean it's a pretty good series. But it's 28 hours. So even with the top off, I still will listen to the entire first book, and then I had to wait a whole month for it to reset.
Okay, yeah, that's a good series. I remember I I told you about it a long time ago, so long ago that you forgot I even mentioned it, and you were like, "Oh yeah, there's this great series," and I was like, "Oh yeah, the one I told you about like a year ago."
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. I've only listened to like the first 4, maybe.
There's 11 now. There's
Yeah,
11.
I think it was like 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't remember where I stopped. That's why I haven't picked it up. But after a while, it's no spoilers, but you know how the character has like this, smart ass type of guy. His
personality. Yeah.
Smart ass personality. Eventually, I was just kind of like, you know what? I need a break from this smart ass. I know how to fix everything in society, but other people are too stupid to realize. So I'm just going to hit him with sarcasm, kind of thing. So I was
Damn,
just
you know that guy?
Yeah. I was like, I kind of know people like that in real life. So it's just kind of, after a while, it just kind of, like got too real for me.
Damn, you talk about me because I connect with the character. I was like, you know what? I kind of like what this guy's spitting.
No, yeah, I liked them at first, but after a while, I was just kind of like, damn, bro, like, stop with this smart ass. Yeah, society is bad. Ha 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 ha. I'm so smart. Sarcasm, like,
Anyways,
bro.
not important. But the audiobook, the other service. If I don't want to say any of these names just because we may or may not be sponsored by them. But in the future, this other service, it gives you 1 free credit a month, and you can buy any book, but it's only the 1 book. And I believe Pablo was telling me that there's like free titles that you can listen to, which I haven't done. But
Okay, look, let's just say it is Audible.
No.
Everybody knows.
Just
by describing
it. They don't. No.
Just by describing it, it's not a free. You pay for a subscription and you get 1 credit. That credit can be used to buy anything you want.
Don't say the name.
Okay, we can just blip it. But
okay, cool.
Okay, you get one credit. You can use that credit to buy everything you want, and then they have like the plus or the members library, where there are certain books in there. There's podcast as well. We're gonna try to get on that action, but you can listen to unlimited podcast and unlimited everything, books, but they have to have like a deal with them in order to be like free, and you don't get to keep them obviously. But the ones you use your credit on, even if you stop paying, you get to keep it. You get to keep it. I'm sorry.
You get to crumpet.
Yeah, you get to keep it until if the servers exist. As long as the servers exist, you get to keep it, which I think is good because sometimes I'll pause my service.
Go on.
I was gonna say there's another service that I don't know if you've ever used, and if you don't want us to say names, I won't. But
please don't.
Yeah, this one, it includes books and like PDF files and all these other things. And when I say PDF files, I literally mean PDF files, like actual files, not the other kind.
I understand that.
And you also get basically unlimited audiobooks, but what they do is they don't have as big a selection, obviously, and then they kind of rotate them, so they have like this deal where they'll rotate and they'll keep adding more, and some will go away to make room for new ones. and it sometimes it can be a little harder to find something you like. But I like that it's unlimited because I'm the type of person that really kind of listen. Like I used to hate audiobooks because I just felt they were so slow. Because I read pretty fast, at least in my own head, I go by fast, and I just felt audiobooks were so slow that I found them boring. Kind of put me to
Mhm.
sleep, and then I found out that you could speed it up to about twice the normal speed, and I was like, oh, this that's pretty good.
And I used to. I think for me, it depends on the person reading it. Like, there's some. I was trying to listen to one called The Seventh Princess, and aside from the story problems that I have with it, the guy or the girl reading it has like doesn't even try to use different voices or to change her like tone or anything. It's literally just like the exact same tone, the exact same cadence. Like, that kind of drives me away. Another example is called Silver Searcher, Seether, something like that.
Oh yeah.
And that one is the same problem. Like, I listened to it and it's all right. The story isn't like awful, but just listening to the guy he has like doesn't try to change his voice. He just reads in a weird, not monotone, but like in the same tone, same cadence, and that kind of drove me away. Kind of got a little boring for me to listen to because I listen to this at work. So um I if I am not interested, I just don't even focus on it. I just straight up do my job and just kind of have my own thoughts run wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, I had the same problem with that one, and I feel like there's some really great, artists, like Soundboard Theater. I don't even
Oh yeah,
think they're audiobooks. Like they're just masterpieces. The way all these voices, the sounds that they add,
the music.
they're amazing. And then like Travis Baldry, I think that's I'm pronouncing that right. I hope. He's like the goat. I mean, he did Cradle, and one of the reasons Cradle was
Yep.
so good was because like all the characters felt so real. I could not believe sometimes that like how talented he is, that he like with his voice he felt like he created he expanded on the universe of Cradle where every character just felt alive.
Yeah, and like even the female character sounded relatively female enough for me to get hard to listen to, while I'm listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that trips me that trips me out about Sound Booth Theater. Well, it's not Sound Booth Theater. I think this was right before they got picked up by Sound Booth Theater, but it's the guy who was reading Everybody Loves Large Chest. He
Yeah.
does the female voices to the point where I'm like, is this an actual female or am I jerking off to a dude?
Yeah, now for real. Like actually he sounds the amount of voices he can do and his female voices sound amazing. Like he could literally work at one of those like hotlines where you like call to talk to women or
Hmm.
whatever. Like he could definitely do that because
Yeah,
like
he could
he can make
definitely swindle.
not just like one female voice. He can do like a cute one, and then he can do like a sexy one, and he can do all these other things. And it's just like wow, this man is just the goat.
It's
That's why he the goat.
he's the goat. Anyways, but like I was kind of hesitant towards the second service that Pablo told me about because I was like 1 credit a month. That sounds kind of lame. But like, I prefer that to like only hearing parts of a book. Like I listened to it, Stephen King's It, and I only got to like 15 hours of the book, and the book is 40 hours, like 44 hours. So I'm not gonna finish it for at least 2-3 months, and that's wild to me. I don't like that. So
Oh
like, and then the thing about the other services, you can buy credits at like $14 a credit, and the books are usually like shit. Some of them are like fucking $50 each, and with the credit, you can buy like 5 credits for $52. So they're like $10 each, which honestly is way cheaper than just straight up buying the single audiobook or whatever.
yeah, and a couple other things to add is that first they do have sales, so sometimes you don't even have to purchase a credit. Like it's cheaper to just buy a book. Like I had most of the Cradle books already, but there was a sale where each of them you got for like $1 or $2 or something. So I got all of them, and they also have some where it's like if you own or even if you rent the digital book, then which I love to switch between audiobooks and digital books. Just sometimes you can't listen to it, but you have time to read, like if you're in a quiet place or something like that. And then in your car when you're driving you can listen to the audiobook. So if you own the digital book or if you rent it, then you get a discount to buy the audiobook for like $6-7, which I think is pretty great.
It is, like I said, like I came around to that to the different options because the one that the first company offered was fucking ass. And but we all know, in all honesty, the best way to listen to audiobooks is pirated.
I'm gonna bleep that. But I was
Oh, fuck you,
can you
dude.
just say sell the seven seas?
Yeah, it's a pirate's life for me. I just it's so much because these books are like ridiculous, and I understand like the author has to get a cut, the company has to get a cut, the people recording have to get a cut, but that's a big fucking pie. It's like $52 for like an audiobook, and
Yeah.
like even it's been out since fucking 1970 something, and it's still like $40 on
Yeah,
sale.
yeah, but most people don't buy it for $40. They'll buy one credit and then they use that credit. It's a $15
No,
credit.
no, no. Like I mean, like on well, I can say this one. It's on Google Books, like
Uh,
the
oh,
Google Play.
oh yeah, I wouldn't get it on there. But like I used to think of it that way as well. But then I'm like, okay, well I go to a movie theater, right?
Hmm.
And I paid what, like $10 to watch a movie for 2 hours.
Hmm.
If even. And then they still show you ads on top of that. Now, where I used to not want to buy audiobooks even if I loved it, because I was like, man, I like the book, I kind of want to listen to the audiobook, um like if I'm going on a road trip or something. But I just felt it was very expensive. But then I was like, okay, I'm willing to pay about $10-11 to watch a movie, and then I still have to sit through like 10 ads, maybe more, and then I don't get to keep the movie or anything. So I'm like, you know what? Paying $15 for an audiobook that if you listen to it on regular time is going to be like what, like 15 hours of entertainment that you get to keep, and you're, as long as the service exists, and you can listen to it anytime you want. Like, honestly, it's a pretty good deal. I would say, even if you don't like reading or like listening, if you don't consider listening to books reading,
If
if you
you want to
don't
be deaf,
yeah, if you don't like that, for entertainment, I would still recommend it for like self-improvement or like history or like that type of thing, because there's a lot of great books.
yeah, if you don't like your books because your brain is too fucking cooked by TikTok and brain rot, fucking just do it. Pick up a fucking book, you moron.
Definitely.
Nah, but yeah, you pay about $14 for the ticket and then like 50 on popcorn and drink.
Yeah, yeah. I,
But
okay. Switching topics real quick.
let me
What do you get when you go to the movie theaters? Like, what's your like go-to like drinking food?
just gonna hit the fucking e-brake on that. Yeah, okay. I'm a classic kind of guy, just standard popcorn, drink. I don't know, like the candy that they offer is really small, and candy doesn't really last very long. It won't last the whole movie. Nachos, they always give you like a small ass nacho, like it's a little like plastic bullshit tray, with like 3 squirts of like you know the cheese and like fucking 2 ounces of ground beef. And the hot dogs, I haven't had the hot dogs, but they're way too overpriced for me to like consider buying them. The pizza, I haven't had the pizza. There's a couple places that have like just your fucking standard frozen pizza there. um so yeah, no, I'm a purist. I'm pure popcorn, pure drink. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I am completely. I don't really love popcorn. I hate that it gets stuck on my teeth, so I don't enjoy it very much. So I always get the nachos, and I know they're shitty. they're not good nachos, but there's something about going to the movies where I'm just like, well, I don't want popcorn. What else can I get? You know what? I'm craving nachos for some reason, and I always get an icy as well instead of a regular drink. It's like the only time I ever eat nachos really is when I go to watch a movie. It's also the time I get an icy. Is that what it's called? A
Yeah.
Slurpee or whatever.
No, I'm about to say the Slurpees is at 7-Eleven, but the icy, yeah, that's a that's the polar bear thing.
Yeah, it's I enjoy it.
And the thing is, like, I'm not saying it's like nachos are bad or like there isn't like other stuff out there. I just it's so little, dude. Like it literally gives you like a small ass bag of Totitos, fucking chips and like two little squirts of cheese. If it was like a bigger tray and the whole thing was like nachos covered in cheese, chili, jalapenos, like that'd be fine. But like if it's literally just like a small like amount of it, it's just I don't know. It doesn't last. Like it doesn't even get through the credits.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, what can we go back to what you were saying? Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to see see about the snacks. You know, talk a little about the snacks.
We kind of derailed a little, but yeah, just the services. It's just they aggravate me because it's like the unlimited listening or okay, so there's like unlimited listening, but it's sort of like those paid video game subscriptions you get where like it rotates so you don't know what you're gonna get or the ones that you do get are not that good, or there's the option where they give you a certain number of listening hours, which is bullshit because you can't listen to a whole book, at least one book, so you're left on a cliffhanger until the next fucking month. And if you work like long ass hours like I do. I work me and Pablo work like 10 plus hours a day. That goes by quick, like a day and a half, and it's over. And having a whole book is pretty good, but if you're working those hours, like after like a week, it's done. Um, so I don't know. It's really hard to get a perfect system where like you have entertainment and you don't have to spend a lot or wait a lot.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Um,
But like we said, the best way is to live on the seven seas, be a part of the
the
pirate hat
Straw,
crew,
the Straw Hat Crew.
the straw hat crew. Like I can't, I'm a little fucked up. I think I put way too much tequila in my margarita.
Well, no, I agree with you though. I've always been, you know, I've always liked One Piece. Let's just say that I've always been an enjoyer of One Piece.
Yeah, it's the best way. Free everything. Because fucking these companies, man, it's everything's getting expensive, dude. You buy like 6 items at Walmart and it's already like $70.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I've been struggling with that as well. It's just
yeah,
inflation is
go
so
ahead.
strong. Go ahead.
Yeah. Fuck that. Not important. I wanted to buy a dinosaur suit and I bought these like masks. There's like the ones that kind of go cover your whole face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I bought one of those, and I kind of want to do some Dino stuff. I haven't been posting a lot on TikTok, but I would like to kind of in the future, uh, kind of walk around public with the Dino persona on and just be like asking people questions, like quick little interviews with the mask and everything. That might be some content I might cook up if I can later on in the future. Still working on it. It's got to be kind of difficult to walk up to people in a full dinosaur suit and black mask and just be like, "What's your opinion on the election?" You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I think it'd be great. I'd be the
but
cameraman.
or at least I'll make some TikToks on my own where I'm just recording and you don't have to see this ugly mug I call a face.
Yeah,
But it sounds
definitely,
fun.
definitely don't want to break no cameras with that face.
It's kind of like a therapy gecko, but therapy gecko spends like I don't know. It, it the interview I used to listen to it. It's a podcast where this guy dresses up as a gecko and goes around like talking to people. It's not bad, but sometimes it's just really boring people. So I hope to get some pretty exciting answers or conversations with random people, because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of stories. That's one of my favorite parts, is telling stories on this audio podcast, and I really like to do that.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I'm in. Let's get into this business.
All right, so Pablo, you got any topics?
Topics? Yeah, I got a couple of topics. So I've been thinking about getting married lately. I haven't proposed, but I've brought up the question because my pastor told me. And my girlfriend's moved in with me, right? So he's like, "Y'all been living in sin," and I'm like, "Well, we already living together, let's
No,
get
no,
married."
no como la torta antes del recreo.
Be quiet.
I'm gonna
So,
tell you,
a-
Pastor.
anyways, that had me thinking about kids and things like that. So, I know one of my friends, who is also my partner on this podcast, told me, "Do not get married, and if you get
Don't have
married, don't
kids.
have any kids." So,
Hmm.
I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about parents, like modern parents versus old school parents. Like, I feel personally that you have to be somewhere in the middle, right? But like,
Hmm.
how do you think like parenting has evolved? Do you think like modern parenting versus old school, like which one is worst? Is there one that is better? Is there like a middle ground that is like perfect, or like what are your thoughts on that?
Fuck, dude. Speaking as a parent myself, it's kind of, I'm at the beginning, so it's not very complicated right now. Right now is really just change him, feed him, carry him, because he got fucking used to being carried all the time. So now if you lay him down, he doesn't stay still. And just put up with him when he wakes up at night. That's the easy stuff. Later on, I feel like it's gonna get a lot more complicated, because I was actually talking to this with a friend of mine from work. Um, he was saying that his brother likes to work for his stuff, so he'll like to like ask for work. He doesn't ask for money. He asked his brother, like, "Hey, you got any work for me to do? Like, I can pick up some trash or clean up outside." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, dude, I'll pay you $5 if you pick up all the like branches so I can mow the lawn." And I like that. I think that's a very good work sense, instead of just begging for stuff like my little brother. My little brother, dude, I don't even like accepting his phone calls, because all he does is like, "Hey, I need this. Hey, I want that. Hey, for my birthday, give me this." Or like, it's just like, dude, like, you ever call to say, "Hey, how you doing?" It's always like, "Oh, I don't make money, but I want you to buy me stuff." Like, bro, that
How
is
how old
just
is your little
awful.
brother? How old is he?
He's about to enter the workforce, and he's about to see how hard it is to actually earn this money,
No,
because
so
he gets like $80 pants, like $60 shirts, like
okay,
Ariat.
is he old enough to like work part time yet?
No, he's 50. He's turning 15 in November.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, he's at that age where he's kind of spoiled because I feel like a lot of Hispanic parents when they come to the U.S. they kind of like they want to spoil their kids and give them what they couldn't have when they were young, but that kind
Especially
of
when it's the
creates,
last kid.
yeah, especially the youngest one, the baby, and
Yeah, the conce.
yeah, yeah, and I feel like they kind of create a monster that later on they're like, man, he's lazy, he don't want to work, he's this, he's that, he's entitled, and it's like, as an older brother, I'd be like, yeah, you raised him that way. Why are you surprised about this?
Yeah, and like my parents too. I always tell my mom and dad, like, why do y'all always buy him whatever he wants? Like $90 clone. My clone is like $5, and I get it as a gift. Like, y'all the reason he's spoiled, but he's like, oh, it's the last kid, and we bought you stuff too, and that got me thinking, like, we never really learned the importance of money, because when we were growing up, we didn't get an allowance, we didn't get paid for doing chores and stuff like that. They bought us a bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say my parents didn't like care for us. They bought us toys, clothes, like video games. They bought us whatever we needed, like fast food. Um, so we weren't lacking anything other than a sense of money, or the value of money, because every time we got money on birthdays or special events, parties, we get money, and we'd immediately blow it on stupid stuff. Like, I remember one time I got $90 for my first communion, and immediately I went out and just spent it all, because I don't know how to save money. I
Budget.
don't know how to budget. Yeah, like I see money and I'm like, oh cool, I get to buy whatever I want. And but at the same time, it also feels like it's kind of backfires when you have an allowance. So when you have an allowance, you're not generous. Like nowadays, I'm not gonna say I am super generous, but like, hey, if I got something and I don't need it, or if I want to share it with you, I'll share it with you, like no questions asked. Like I don't mind giving stuff like clothes or food, like drinks, whatever like you want. Like, dude, like if I don't need it, if I don't really use it like that, I'm more than welcome to like give it away. But like someone who is raised up with an allowance or was raised that way, they'll be like, all right, so we went out to eat and I ordered this and this, you ordered that and that, so you owe me like $7 if I pay for it, you know what I mean? Like it's like it's really hard to get that, what the fuck is it called, perfect medium.
Yeah, to get a
It's
balance between but trying to buy everything you want and not caring for money and like budgeting, but like also
not
knowing
being
how to
stingy,
spoil yourself.
like not being stingy, you know
Yeah,
what I mean,
not
like
being stingy. Yeah,
not being
yeah,
an
yeah. Um, no, yeah, it's definitely. But one of the things I wanted to say, my personal thoughts on it is that I think modern versus old school, I think there are definitely pros and cons, but one of the pros of modern is that I feel like there's a lot of information, so you can, like, if you don't have to learn from your parents or your uncles, which might not be the best parents. Like, you can actually learn from professionals. You can learn from people that have dedicated their lives to this. There's a lot of resources for you to really learn psychology of children, or everything, like, what type of punishments, what things not to do. But on the same hand, there are a lot of misinformation, and I think, like, that's the problem where modern day is that any idiot with a computer can, say their opinions, and other idiots will find it and be like, that sounds about right. That's how I think, so it must be right.
Hey, that sounds like our show.
Yeah. And I think, like, old school parents, it was like they were like you
Your
said.
grandma did this to me, so I gotta
Yeah,
do
so I
this
gotta
to
do
you.
this. Yeah, yeah. And it was more like, well, my parents beat me, so I'm gonna beat him. And I'm not talking about like a little like smack or something. I'm talking about like, oh yeah, they used to beat me with a cable till I cried, and and then kept hitting me when I was on the ground. So, well, I turned out good in my own eyes, so I'm gonna do the same to my kids. I want to.
my, Hold up, my dad had a belt where each buckle, or the buckle was iron, each hole was iron, and the tip had just a fucking iron block on it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, it's like a lot of things that it was like kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, like a chain where, okay, the old generation did this messed up thing to their kids, so now you end up doing that to your kids because you're like, well, that's how I was raised, and it keeps going down like that, right? And there's just no end in sight.
And I mean, it's not bad. I don't know. It's like it's everyone has their own method, their own like philosophies on parenting. Like the modern parents, they love to just give their kids a tablet or like a phone or TV and just keep them like entertained all day with technology. And then older parents are like, why don't you go outside, read a book, like don't be all spend all that time on your fucking phone or TV or tablet, And I like that because it's kind of annoying when I feel like kids should be enjoying life and they're just fucking playing video games or not playing video games, but just like watching Roblox videos and crap like that. Like it's I really got a lot of enjoyment from books when I was younger. Even though I had video games, I loved reading books. I loved uh other forms of interest, like playing outside, playing like shooting basketball, like shooting hoops. Like it's like having a childhood versus these kids who are just watching Cocomelon and getting brain rot because their parents are too busy to be bothered with them.
Yeah, and also I think this started in the 80s. I read a little bit about this. I'm not an expert or anything, but how there used to be um like an ad that would be like, do you know where your kids are at? And like it's 10 p.m. or whatever. Do you know where your kids are at? Because kids used to, kind of be more free. I remember growing up in Mexico where it was kind of like, okay, I'm done with my homework. I'm gonna go, hang out. So I would just leave. I would just go outside and like find something to do. And I would go to the woods. Sometimes we would do stupid things. Like I remember one time we're like, "Oh, somebody saw a rattlesnake. Let's go kill it." You know. So we did kill it.
Pretty,
Nobody
pretty.
died. So it was things like that that yeah definitely could have ended bad, but they didn't. And we were kind of stupid. We would get into fights. We would do all this dumb stuff. But our parents were kind of like, okay, you got to be back at this time. Like go be free. Go live your childhood.
Literally
And
the plot to it.
yeah, but like if you look at statistics now compared to when the kids used to, be have some type of freedom, like okay, you can go outside between these hours and these hours. The statistics today are better. They're definitely not worse. But all these parents used to get these ads and they used to hear about this kid went missing, and kids still go missing today, even though we don't let them go outside by themselves and stuff. They still continue to go missing. So it's like all this, the news and scare the parents to, be more controlling of the kids and not let them go outside and this and that. And I feel like that's wrong, but I definitely feel it because with my younger siblings, even now, I got an electric scooter and I gifted one to my little sister because she wanted to ride around with me and my girlfriend in our electric scooters. Shout out, we made a little electric scooter club. It's called Electric Nomads. We'd ride around the city. It's pretty fun. Um, and I don't like her to go by herself, like far where I can't see her because I'm just like, I don't trust people. And that's because she would literally be the only one outside because almost no other kid goes outside. So I
No.
definitely feel the nerves, but at the same time, we gotta let kids be kids. Like we gotta let them go out in groups, like have fun and be kids and make mistakes. And if they want to go out and try to hunt a rattlesnake, like I mean, do it.
Yeah, it's so hard to find a good medium. So I just kind of go by ear, and basically my plan is to absolutely do nothing with my kid and just let my wife handle it. That's basically how we've been doing things, like lately. So it's kind of working out.
Are you gonna be the good cop or the bad cop?
I'm gonna be the I'm gonna be border control. I'm not gonna let my son out.
But when he does something bad, are you gonna be the one that's like,
No,
because
I'm gonna be CIA. I'm gonna fucking like manipulate him into believing something else or doing the opposite, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
play
yeah,
mind games with him. Give him the what the fuck is it called? Fuck is that experiment called? Something 11.
no
I can't
nine
think of
11.
it. No, 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 not that. Like, the fucking where they give him drugs and try to uh they try to control their what, damn it, I can't think. Hold on, keep talking. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to continue talking about this topic, we can. I had another great topic. It's
MK Ultra shit. There you go.
cool, cool, cool. I think if I have a girl, like a little girl, eventually, I think I'm gonna spoil the crap out of her. But if I have like a son, I'm definitely gonna be like, I feel like I'm gonna be one of those dads that's like, I'm gonna raise you to be what I wish my dad would have raised me to be. So I'm gonna like get him into like sports, like the sports that I like, and like sign him up for like karate and like because I love martial arts. And they did sign me up at one point, but whenever they signed me up, we had to move right after, so I never really got to enjoy martial arts. Every time I signed up for a martial arts class, like something happened, like we moved or something like the last time was signed up for jiu-jitsu, did it for a couple months, was loving it, and then it got shut down for COVID, and then the schedules were moved, and I couldn't attend anymore. And I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna try anymore because every time I try to do something martial arts related, like things just go bad. So
I get you.
I'm definitely gonna be the hard ass, like pushing him, like how some parents are like, okay, I couldn't make it as a pro athlete, but my son is because I'm gonna raise him to be like a good athlete from the start. That's gonna be me.
Nah, my son is He's got to be a weeb. That I can guarantee. A weeb video game player.
To watch him be like an athlete, like he just goes, you're gonna be like, read manga. He's gonna be like, no, Dad, I am not you. I want to play football. I'm good at it. You would know if you went to look at one of my games. I'm the starting quarterback, and you're gonna be like,
I have no son.
Yeah, if you don't read Naruto, you are not my son.
Yeah, literally just.
Yeah. But switching topics.
You want to do another topic, or do you want to do? How much time do you want to devote to like crazy combo cards?
Let's do crazy combo cards. Yeah, I think you're good.
Nice.
We definitely don't want to go overboard because we struggle with retending attention from our listeners.
And we take hiatuses for no reason, no tweets, no nothing, just silent, static.
We're mysterious. We're trying to be mysterious, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse psychology. If we pretend like we don't care, people will want us. You know, they're like, oh, you know, oh, woo. Okay, so the crazy combo card of the week this time is: what were the major turning points in your life that got you to here?
All right. First major turning point was me discovering the Playboy en Español. To now.
I think mine would be League of Legends, because if it wasn't for League of Legends, I don't think me and you would have ever met, and we wouldn't be here recording this podcast now.
That was a dark day indeed.
I think the other turning point was that we have this mutual friend that had like told, at least he had told me a couple times about like, oh yeah, I got these friends, you don't know, in the town where I live or where I used to live, like you would like them, like they play League as well, they have like similar hobbies, y'all guys should meet sometime. And he and you know, for a while I kind of lost contact with him, and then one day we just reconnected, and he doesn't get along with other guys that I'm kind of friends with. So I was kind of like hesitant, but then I was like, you know what, f what other people think. Like I'm not gonna let what other people judge somebody to be like cloud my judgment. I get to decide what I feel about people. So I reconnected with him, and that kind of led to me, you know, meeting a lot of great people that I consider really good friends. Shout out to all those guys. Y'all know who you are. In fact, I just wrote a masterpiece of a song using AI. I wrote the lyrics myself, but then I got AI to sing it about one of them that decided to finally come out of the closet. So congratulations on that. Shout out, man. I'm glad that you're brave enough to come out.
It's like Tweak and Craig when they found out they were gay.
Yeah.
They didn't know they were gay until the song came out.
Yeah, so yeah.
No, but for real, I don't know. The turning point for my life, it'd probably be like the very beginning. I feel like I was a horny ass kid from the very beginning of life. I decided I was into girls. Like there was a very small window of time where I thought girls were icky. I think from the jump, I was like, damn, I kind of wanna kiss a girl. Like I remember my first memories are from primary school, liking girls from my class, and every year, like literally like every year, I have a brand new like crush, and every year I'd have a brand new heartbreak. And then I got a girlfriend, which was funny. We started dating because she was helping me try to get with this other girl that I had a crush on, and she was like, "Oh, I'll help you," and she's like, at the end, she said, "You don't have anybody else that you might be interested in? Like no one that might be showering you with compliments, helping you out throughout the day, you know, like being your best friend, anything?" And I was like, "Oh, there is this one girl that smiled at me at like McDonald's," and, and she was like, "Ah, okay." So that's the start of our rocky relationship, and that I can't say there's a huge turning point. I guess there's a bunch of little points that kind of kept turning me into the direction I am now. The way I'm heading right now is it's not like I can pinpoint one exact thing that I did that kind of
That you're here today recording.
yeah, there's nothing that kind of
Like what led to us meeting, or what inspired you to want to do a podcast?
I just listening to podcasts, I guess. But that's what I mean. Like it's not like it's one thing. It's like it's a bunch of little turns that kind of got me to where I am. Like at first, it was because I got bored of listening to pure music all day. So I was like, I'm gonna check out a couple podcasts. There was one called Tiny Meat Gang. Shout out. That was the first ever podcast I listened to. And once I started there, I take that back. I had a friend who also got me into One Piece. He was at my old company that I worked at. He was like, "Hey, why don't you listen to podcasts? If you're getting bored of listening to music, like check out this podcast." And it was one. Who was it? It was like, I think he tried to introduce me to like the Bad Friends podcast.
Oh, that's a good
Or
one.
it was some comedian or some. He tried to get me on the path of listening to podcasts, but I didn't listen to him, to the one he recommended. I listened to one called Tiny Meat Gang, because I saw it and I was like, I'll check it out. So I loved listening to Tiny Meat Gang. Rip Cody, he got fucking booted because of the whole allegations that came out. Rest in peace. The podcast ain't the same without you. Shouldn't have fucked that 17-year-old, but that's not neither here nor there. And then listening to it, I was just like, oh, this is really good. And I listened to more and more, and Joe Rogan, Who's Right. Like, I listened to a bunch of them, and then I'm like, you know what? I like to kind of talk. I like to get my ideas. I like to, like, kind of share my ideas with people. So I thought, hey, I'd start up a couple podcasts. And I did. I started off, like, a couple of them, and they just didn't work out. Eventually, it got to the point where me and Pablo kind of reignited something within me, something deep, something feral, something fucking intimate, where he was like, "You want to start a podcast?" I said, "Hell yeah."
Yeah, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time, just because I felt like you had the personality for it. Like I wouldn't do it myself, because I feel like I don't have that personality to be creative and, like, make things out of thin air. But like I can get other people's ideas and just go along with them, or like improve upon them. And I feel like you have that personality, Dino. I really do. But going back to the topic about you being like, that early bloomer that was like, yeah, I'm into girls at a very young age. I was the exact opposite. Like there are many times I remember where I was in middle school, and like, like I'm talking about like 8th grade, and there was like girls interested in me, and I was just kind of like, meh, you know? Like I remember this time I went to the town you used to live, and I was in 8th grade, about like, not about to finish the grade soon. And I get there, I go to McDonald's, and there was this girl that was about my age. I think she was like 1 year older. And she was like, hey, hi, like starts talking to me, asking me where I'm from and all this and all that. And I'm just like, man, why is this girl talking to me? And just came with my uncle to grab McDonald's, and he's over there talking to his friends. She was really cute. Thinking back, like she was this cute mixed girl, but I was just like, I'm probably never gonna see her again. Like, why is she talking to me? And she was just kind of like, whoa, before you leave, do you want anything? Like, oh, you have a phone? I also have a phone. And I was like, well, cool, good for you. Bye. I gotta go with my uncle's leaving.
See ya.
Yeah, and now thinking back, it's like so cringe,
It's I think back on my love stories, and I also kind of cringe. But it's just yeah, it's girls, man. Women have this power over us that we can't do anything to fight it. It's either fighting women or being gay. There's no in between.
Dude, I remember there was this. I don't remember if it was a book or podcast or where I heard this, but this guy was kind of like, it might have been a comedy special, like a comedian or something, that said like, you know what? I was like, he's like, I guys are great. Like they make great friends. Like I was like, man, I kind of wish I was gay, because then you could just be like with your bro, and like do all the bro things. You're not gonna have nobody nagging at you. You're not gonna have like all this passive aggressiveness. You're not gonna have any of this. So he's like, I was, but then, so I kind of looked at the guys, and I was like, nah. And a girl with a fat ass walked by, and I was like, yep, I'm straight. Shame.
Yeah.
Like life could be life could be so much easier if I was gay, but nah.
I don't know how true or false that is, but I was thinking that too. Like, man, if I had a boyfriend, I could be playing League of Legends with the boys all the time. But then I'm like, I could have also had a girlfriend or a wife that like also likes video games, and then we could have been playing, League of Legends all the time. So it's always make sure you pick the correct partner because if you don't connect or vibe on a lot of things, you're fucked.
Yeah, and shout out to my girlfriend. She's awesome and she's a gamer. And if anything, I've been busy with like a lot of things and working at the house and cars and whatnot, so I haven't had a lot of time to play with her. But yeah, she's a gamer. She plays League. She's better than me. She carries me. So shout out.
And shout out to my wife for letting me record 1 hour a week with a friend.
I'm just a
Shout
friend.
out.
You said I was more special than that.
Oh, I'm sorry, one of my greatest friends,
All right,
my
you know
butt
what?
buddy.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
But no, it's just marriage, kids. It's a lot of stuff you don't think about until like you are in it, and by then it's too late. So that's my advice. That's why I say don't get married, don't have kids, unless you're absolutely sure this is what you want, because it's it's not easy. I will say there's gonna be days where you don't connect. Like at the very beginning of my marriage, um, we had a big argument over a misunderstanding, and eventually we worked through it. But like it's something that we probably would have clicked on if we were a little bit if we were just on the same page. It was just a misunderstanding. So other than that, we're both pretty chill with each other. Like we kind of got used to each other pretty quick. So it worked out fine for us, but like for like someone else, it might not. And that's why I say like really think about it. Make sure you're like absolutely sure you're gonna be where you want to be, or the person you can be yourself while being with the person you are with. It's just one of those things you don't really think about or are prepared for until the moment comes.
Yep. And I think that's it for this episode. Unless you have something to add, Dino.
I will say, like I was telling earlier in the episode, I think this is just going to be the announcements for the future. Like, you know what I mean? Um, like I said, I wanted to try some stuff with like Dino IRL stuff, but like it's gonna be me in a dinosaur costume. I have one, but I've ordered another one because I'm like I could use another one, and I ordered the mask that covers the face just so you don't see me, my mug. And I'd like to do some of that stuff, TikToks, maybe some food reviews, like just random stuff that I can do without getting kicked out of places. Um, Also, Pablo, I meant to ask, did you ever get those stickers?
No, so we had this idea for the 10th episode. We're gonna do like a little contest and send some stickers that we designed for the podcast. Unfortunately, they got lost, so I'm gonna order more. I think they got sent to an old address, a house I'm renting. So I asked the people.
Did you not talk to them?
I asked the people to look for them. They said they would, because I still get like mail, like mainly junk mail. Oh, by the way, I learned that how like a lot of these offers, they have like a free thing for you to reply, and it's like a prepaid. So yeah, you don't have to send them back the paper that they send you. You can just send them anything, like like a picture of your pirates or something like that. So yeah, like F all these companies, you should make them pay that extra money for return, and send something funny back to them. But yeah, so I asked them to look, and they're looking. But whenever we do get the stickers, we're definitely gonna do that. Where anybody that comments or emails or tweets at us or anything like that, we'll send y'all one to the winner. And like I said, we got a lot of plans. It's been difficult for me this last couple months with time, because a lot of things going on in life, and it'll probably continue to be that way for a couple more weeks. But once that is out of the way, we definitely have a lot of things planned that we want to do with the podcast. We want to expand it, and we want to grow it. And even if every single one of you stops listening, we're going to keep doing it because we love it.
I wouldn't go so far. If I'm not making an investment or if I'm not making anything back on this, my wife is literally just letting me record for nothing.
You're not having fun right now. Is that what you're telling
Oh,
me, Dino?
I'm having fun, but this ain't about me.
Y-
No, I do enjoy it. Like I said, I might have some dumbass ideas, and I might just be talking to the void, but I like it. It's fun,
Yeah, and I mean it's an hour a week. You know,
and
if anything, it just gives us time to catch up.
and the
I really like how you know kind of I was like like yeah we are in this together till the end, and you were like not me.
don't get married.
Yeah,
Nah, but yeah, just some stuff that potentially could happen in the future. I'd like it to happen. It sounds fun to me. I already went to work dressed as a dinosaur, so it's not like I get embarrassed by it. But my people who are around me might not be completely with my. They might not vibe with it, but I'll try my best, and hopefully that'll get some viewers on our side. That might get some people to go check out the podcast. The stickers things is pretty cool. I really like the design if they ever come in, and yeah, I do enjoy this. I'm not gonna lie, but like for example, today, we had to bathe our son, get things ready for tomorrow for our 2 hour trip, and then um, like shower and go to bed with a kid who doesn't like laying in his crib or anything. So like, and I kind of felt bad because I'm like, damn, hey, while you're doing all this, you're juggling like five things at once. I'm gonna go record. I'll be a little busy for a while.
yeah, definitely feel that. Well, all right,
but I love you guys. Love you, Pablo. It's been fun.
nah, it's over. All right,
All right,
bye.
cool.
End of the podcast.